Today in the East Twan kitchen, we have bourbon pumpkin bread pudding on the menu. This is going to be amazing and very simple to make. I'm going to walk y'all through everything. Now, this thing is loaded with caramel, maple syrup. Woo! Let's go right into it. Now, to start off this recipe, you will need some sliced brioche bread, preferably stale or day-old bread, nothing fresh, okay? Now, before I get into this recipe, I want to give a shout out to Nakano Knives. I have a special treat for my followers. Click this link right here, and you'll get a special discount right off of their knives. These knives are amazing. So I'm going to use my Nakano knife to cube the bread into 1-inch pieces, just like that. Now look, this is not a serrated knife, and look how smooth that knife cuts this brioche bread. Now remember, this is stale, day-old bread. Now we cubed our bread, and we're going to set that aside to get our custard started. So here it is. Ingredients will be in the description for you to follow. Now we're going to start off with our milk, just like that, and our heavy cream. Okay, so we're going to need our milk and heavy cream to start off. Now for the custard, we need 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, and guess what, a 4th egg. 4 large eggs for this recipe. Now to build the flavors, we need ground nutmeg, ground pumpkin pie spice. Then I'm going to hit it with some pure organic bourbon vanilla extract. Yes, a hit of bourbon vanilla extract is going to give it the bourbon flavor we need. And yes, pumpkin pie spice extract, all right? Just a tad bit, just a little couple drops, all right? Ingredients will be in the description. Some pumpkin puree, just like that, 1 large heaping tablespoon, just like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mix this up midway through. Now you can wait and put all your ingredients in at once, but I like to mix mine up midway through. Okay, now we're not finished. Now for the sweetness, we need some granulated white sugar, just like that. Let's go ahead and add that to our custard mixture, and some packed brown sugar. Yes, this is going to build this amazing custard for our bourbon pumpkin bread pudding. Okay, now salt is going to give this custard a bit of a bite. We have all that sweetness in there, right? Now go ahead and add some ground ginger. Ground ginger, you're going to need it. You're not going to taste ginger, it's just going to mix in well with all the other ingredients. And almost forgot, you got to add the cinnamon in there, all right? Cinnamon is going to take it to the next level. Now, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more recipes from East of Twan. Now I am taking my sliced cube brioche bread and I'm adding it to the custard. I want the bread to soak up the custard. However, I do not want the bread to get too soggy where it's falling apart. You want the custard just to soak up into that stale day-old bread, folks. Remember, do not use fresh bread for this recipe. Now, I'll make sure everything is nice and, should I say, marinated? We marinated those brioche bread cubes. Now, once that custard is soaked up into those bread cubes, we are going to go ahead and put that into a baking dish that's nice and buttered, just like that. All right, folks, now let's hit it off with some cinnamon on top before we put it in the oven. Now, once it's in the oven, that's it. We practically are done. We're going to bake on 350 for about 45 minutes or until golden brown. All right, just follow me. Listen, after 45 minutes, look at that. Look at that bourbon pumpkin bread pudding. Now, we do need to let this cool off a bit, okay? Now, let it cool off for about 15 to 20 minutes or so, but look at that. Golden brown is beautiful, cooked perfectly, and look, it's not soggy, it's just the right consistency. Now for me, which is optional, I'm going to hit it with some maple syrup. Yes, pumpkin, bourbon, maple syrup, it all goes together. Go ahead and put some maple syrup on it if you want to. Now this again is my twist on it. I wanted to add some maple syrup. You can just simply stick to caramel, okay? Now we cannot forget some powdered sugar, that good old magic dust. Powdered sugar on top, the aesthetic is going to be on point. Now go ahead and put some powdered sugar on top, just like that. Now let's go ahead and cut into this amazing bourbon pumpkin bread pudding. I know, I could have just simply used a spoon, but guess what? I needed to take a photo for this. Listen, y'all see that beautiful thumbnail and my pictures on Instagram? I needed a good photo. But you can use a regular old spoon. You don't even have to use a pie cutter or cake cutter. Okay? So I went ahead and got the corner piece. That's the best piece in my opinion. Now, this is where you can be creative. Put some ice cream on top. Some plain vanilla ice cream on top with that bourbon pumpkin bread pudding at the bottom. Woo! That powdered sugar. Now you can add some caramel on top. Now again, it's up to you. Dress it however you like. Again, I put maple syrup on mine and I put caramel with some ice cream, or you can just have it plain. But this is how I like my bourbon pumpkin bread pudding. Now, as you can see, I already started, but look at that. Look at the consistency of that bread pudding. That thing is so good. That custard worked out amazing. Look at that. Listen, thanks for watching this recipe by Issa Tuan. This is a thumbs up recipe. Let me know in the comments what you think about this recipe, and I'll see you guys in the next recipe video.